Start recording. Hello everyone, this is the finals. I'm Bodity. I'm here with...
PunkRockLee.
And we're watching Asui Kitsune on Flip versus Guilty Gear. Also, the sound's still on. Whoops. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. But that's a pretty good start from Asui over here. With the Flip All-Star World Legacy Pawns. No one reads its crawler text. It is, you can target one face down defense position monster you control, flip it up, quick effect. Turn all of your flips into quick effects. Pretty good.
Yeah,
High,
it really is.
yeah. High synergy with this coin Norma, because if Guilty Gear isn't careful and just lets it flip up, then basically it reads activate any flip monster effect from your deck of your choosing.
Yeah, and before you were so rudely interrupted by the DB sounds, you were about to say that Guilty is on Trickstar Control, which we're probably about to see the light stage commander from this set rotation.
Oh yeah, it's he's actually spent a Trinity on a second copy of set rotation because terraforming's at and light stages at semi, but it's also like super broke. He can just search this Candina and fire it off at the pawns here. However, pawns can chain itself and just like stay face up.
Yeah,
But it
but
looks,
now Guilty doesn't have to be afraid of the back row.
yeah. So it looks like he's just letting it be frozen for now. So it'll fire off in the end phase, and that means that it could be a form of bait because now Guilty will like possibly overextend into something that he thinks is going to die in the end phase when it actually fires off whatever this coin Norma summons probably, and then is like
Yep.
useful. But Candina search Candina is pretty good.
Yeah, Candina is a Stratos in a lot of senses of the word.
Yeah, Stratos is like not even good. This one's super good. OP. Much better. Let's see what he gets in sets here. Level 3 or higher. Oh
Yeah,
no.
this gets part of the forbidden, but I don't think they actually play that because it's so bricky.
Yeah. But what about Man-Eater Bug? It's level 2, I think. I might be wrong
Yeah, but
about
you can get the bigger Man-Eater bug.
Oh
Double
yeah.
Man-Eater bug.
Double Soul Taker. Oh lordy.
Yeah, Trinity is saved.
Just Shadal
That's not a legal
Falco.
target.
Yeah, that's not a legal target. Also, that's a strange choice because it doesn't have anything. Maybe, yeah, there we go. Level 3 or
Yeah.
higher. Maybe misread it as level 3 or lower.
Yeah, Guilty Gear did not get to the finals without reading.
Oh, yeah. See, some people seem to be laboring under the illusion that you don't have to read cards. I assure you, this is not the case. Reading cards is actually good.
Wow, you heard it here first.
Yeah, that's a legal target, and that's a good one. Which means that this World Legacy Pawns is basically Super Foolish Burial, for now. It'll be like Super Foolish Plus once more stuff starts getting set up. Though, this chicken game is actually going to help out. That's an annoying restriction. On what? The Koinorma? That's like helpful. I guess there's some plan that we didn't see because we can't see the deck here.
I mean, he can't Foolish Burial this turn because of the Conora restriction.
Yeah, that's true. That's what he meant. You're right. But having the Hidden City to match this chicken game, to like get a draw and not give Guilty a draw in return is pretty good.
Yeah, it does mean that he has no choice but to flip it though if he wants to activate his city, which is going to be a lot of damage for Candina.
Yeah.
Although, Shigame is like, do not let the Victus
1,000.
400.
Burn, baby. Oh, wait, yeah.
Or do you have to? Because it's on activation?
I would say Candina specifies immediately after it resolves. So,
Oh,
yeah. Chicken Game has
then it
already
would be
resolved.
resolved, and you shouldn't have taken that damage. But
That's
yeah,
okay. Yeah, it's not live, so we can't say anything about it, and like literally 20 seconds ago, I was talking about how Coin Norma and World Legacy Pawns is high synergy because you can activate the flip effect of what he summons when you can't. So
yeah,
it happens to
okay.
everyone.
It's okay. We lied when we said reading is good.
Yeah. Armageddon Knight into Shadal Beast is sort of interesting, just like getting a 1400 dude with like a single draw attached is like good, but also you like Armageddon Knight can do a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
But I guess he's trying to set up this pot of avarice that he drew now. It's like may as well
Yeah.
filter and thin.
And he also, well, thought at least he had the second Foolish Barrel with the Phosphor Glacier, but it got effect failed.
Yeah, this is one of those things like trying to draw first before activating Hidden City means that you might draw into one of the things you want to search with Hidden City when you generally want to search more than one thing with Hidden City. You'd like to have your Nemesis Warrior and your Subterra Fiendus. And so that's like a minor optimization that can slightly increase the likelihood of blowing someone out. It's understanding when you want to draw first and when you want to search first.
Yeah.
If you want to draw the thing that you're also searching, draw first. If you would rather keep the thing you're searching in deck to get that plus, draw. Like, search first. You know, it's not that hard.
A minor thing that I think is kind of interesting is that Guild is choosing to play Effect Failure, despite it not being that common a choice. Like, people generally settle at impermanence, if even that. But I think it's quite good in his deck, since if he like interrupts a play, so they just end on something that you can attack over with Candina,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a lot of damage coming out, because you get against normal summon a Candina, attack with it, and then bounce it for Licorice, attack with it, and it's 400 extra burn from the light stage, and damage actually matters in Trickstar, even if it's like more of a control deck.
Yeah. I think that, I think that Effect Veiler in general, though, is just a very powerful card because people like it's basically the same thing as Breakthrough Skill, but the trade-off is that it can't get MST'd, and your opponent sometimes plays into it by seeing that there's no back row and being like, "Oh, I can go ham," and you can like hit things that are more valuable. And there's also the niche of the fact that it's technically still a monster and a tuner at that, which means when you have to, you have the option of normaling it to synchro summon or just link summon when you need to like solve a problem. Where if you did have like a breakthrough skill, you'd be like, "Welp, I guess I set this and pass."
I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but mainly because of the many restrictions on it.
Yeah, main phase only.
Opponent's main phase only, even.
Yeah, yeah.
Targets, for that matter, like, when I compare it to a lot of other cards that I could be playing, it just kind of feels bad, but there's also the fact that Guild is playing quite a thick deck, so
Yeah, sometimes you have to
actually
be
seeing your
willing
hand
to.
traps is good.
Yeah, you have to be willing to accept like slightly less. You have to like go deeper into the pool of viable effect negation if you want to keep up the proper like ratio of effect negation stuff. That's interesting. The Hayate can get in over the Armageddon Knight and activate its effect, and Asui. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it doesn't destroy. Fiendus is interesting in that way.
Yeah,
Then change
but I
the.
don't think it matters that much, because he would just have gotten back the Ray anyways.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like
He
that's
would just
the.
have slowed him down by a turn or something.
Yeah, that's the line that Guilty was trying to go for, knowing that the searched Fiendus wouldn't actually stop this shenanigans. And it stopped the like Shizuku setup plus.
Yeah, but firing out the Fiendus does let him use pawns now
Yeah,
in the end phase.
or yeah, I think he's waiting to see what the Shizuku searches first. Yes, because Widow Anchor can negate or take. So he can, like... Oh, this
So we're
was
still
a...
on only on 2 spells, so just negates for now.
Yeah. That's the light stage target, so it's like, ooh, cool, get a Fiendus.
Yeah. And this activates from field.
There's the pawns.
It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
however, once per turn, so we can't use it.
Yeah, Fiendus just has, like, a bunch of good effects. It has the negate effect. It has the, you can flip a monster face down to summon a Subterror from hand or grave. But,
Yeah.
so we're gonna see. This has been a really interesting game because both players are really, like, going off to a certain degree. Like,
Yeah, so they're both just kind of trying to like eke out value and not overcommit into the other, because the other person also has a lot of resources and a lot of threats.
yeah, it's pretty neat.
Swarm of Scarabs isn't really what you want to draw at this point. It's more of a
Yeah,
fodder card.
that's...
It can let you unclog your behemoths.
Foo.
Future Fusion.
Yeah. I prefer to interpret that as like an evil laugh.
Yeah, the classic anime laugh.
Yes. Foo. That's okay though. Looks like revealing Winda and thinking about the send, though you can't really go wrong with Mana Dragon. But Zephyros is even better. We saw this in one of the earlier feature matches that featured Asui here. Returning Hidden City to activate it again for a plus is like savage. And now this Pot of Avarice is live while not having been a speed bump in the slightest. Like, Asui's still been able to continuously make plays despite this air quotes dead card, and now it's just better Pot of Greed because you want to be able to reload your Shadal engine and stuff.
Yeah, the Shadal engine really empties out fast, but so getting to hit it with Avarice is so nice.
Yeah. Looks like there's no reason to use it now, especially when you have multiple cards that you want in the grave. You can use it once this Fiendus is gone for good, but looks like sending the Zephyros over the Mana Dragon didn't really matter because the Phospho can just send the other and trigger this big Nemesis warrior.
Yep.
I wonder, how much damage could this be? That's one summon, right? And he has the mind control and hasn't normal summoned.
Yeah.
And Zephyros. Looks like Zephyros for Hidden City.
So the biggest link to is Phoenix at 1900, right?
Mm-hmm. As of now, the Shizuku is reducing the attack of each by 200, I think.
Yeah.
But if
So
you
we
take
draw
it...
that,
Yeah?
1900 plus 2600, 4500. That should be equal. Oh!
Yeah.
Well, oh, we'll sleep anyways.
Yeah, he didn't need it. He could have just... It's like
Yeah.
lethal backed by the effect negation of Fiendus there. That was pretty, like, frightening. Because
Yeah.
Guilty's, like, whole control engine was working. He just didn't have enough disruption, and the Subterror setup was proving itself to be superior
I
in
wonder
the,
if he
like...
was holding traps in hand, trying to, like, eke out, not just trying to get up blown out by spell and trap destruction, and kind of regretting that when he, gets killed.
Yeah, I doubt that. I think it's more likely that his hand just wasn't lining up with what Asui was doing there. Like if he had Cyber Dragons with no extra deck monsters to target. Not target as in, like, targeting removal, target as in focus on clearing. So, pretty swift game one. All of a sudden it was over with lethal damage backed by negation. Pretty scary.
But yeah, that's kind of what happens when Flips gets to just set up and kind of like, I wouldn't say do whatever they want, but like go wild.
Yeah. It was honestly really do whatever they want, because that was like, how many times did he resolve Phosphoro there? Like 4 plus?
I'm not sure it was that many, but yeah, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it got negated, but he like activated it 3 times and then resolved the future fusion send.
Yeah.
Pretty fierce.
For sure. We'll see how they do after sighting.
Yeah. So, one of the advantages of a control deck that functions on a variety of different engines like Guilty's is that it's hard to target specifically. There's like not much you can do. It's not like versus like spirals where you can bring in Prohibition and call Super Agent and that turns off the entire spiral engine of the deck. It's like Trickstars and like other very flexible, like strong individual plus cards. So you can't like target it down in the same way. You have to just bring in your Spell and Trap Hate and the likes.
Yeah, there's a couple of like his deck is clearly field spell themed. You could bring in like Field Barrier, for example, or something like what's it called, Scrap Iron Statue, or not anti-magic arrows. This isn't Duel Links farming. Spell shattering arrows.
Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, it's not as easy to target. Another thing to consider with siding is that Guilty has a very big deck. Also, this isn't like thin or anything, but with a 55 card deck, I wonder how it's siding, because of course it would depend on how its side X looks, but it's a lot harder to.
Yeah, siding in a deck that's that big means that you aren't as likely to draw stuff, and siding against a deck that big means that if you try and bring in anything targeted, your opponent isn't as likely to have what you're trying to target. There's like a different deck building philosophy there of trying to build a deck that can do the same thing with different cards each game, instead of trying to do the same thing with the same cards and then playing as many ways to get to the same cards, which is how most decks function.
Yeah.
Because, like, man, look at this. Just normal summon something to go plus, and, like, establish a floating beater. That's basically exactly what he did the previous game.
Yeah. But this time, a Prohibition calling Candina or a Field Barrier won't shut it down.
Yeah. You can really see, like, the fact that he's willing to play Desires shows the fact that he's willing to say, I can play minus these 10 cards. They aren't necessary to me because I play other cards that solve problems and generate advantage and fill those niches. Whereas, like, a flip deck would not be able to do that because banishing your Shadal Fusion or your Umastrix or your Subterra Nemesis Warrior is like, oof, ouch, my ceiling. Your play ceiling is just murdered. Spiral Resort. Interesting. Some sort of small spiral engine. That's like a good Twin Twisters hit, though. Pitching something that you don't really want in hand, then getting the Cyber Dragon Core and a search. Wow, it searches Cyber Emergency. That's pretty wild.
Yep.
And then Mega Fleet, which does not trigger the Wee Witch float.
Yeah, it's pretty great for a low commitment play, but
yeah,
I wonder if Guilty ended up searching Spiral of Sword because he already saw a piece of Spell and Trap removal come out, and he might think it's more likely to stick for multiple turns.
Yeah. I think that's probably something along those lines. That's like a valid thought process there, because Spiral Resort can go plus each turn compared to a Trickstar Light Stage, which can only soft plus based on how much back row that's non-chainable that your opponent is on.
Only.
Only. Gosh, that card's really good. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so now we'll see.
Oh,
It's
and we
also
mentioned recycles your engine pieces and protects you from targeting.
yeah, and it's possible that he searched it if he already had like one of the two small spiral pieces for a tiny spiral engine like this. If he has either tough or super agent, he can use one to guarantee the other's top deck call to make sure that he has a play here. And so in that case, you want to sort of like make sure they all line up, because just blindly searching resort to call to like get super agent to call something and then have it whiff and then not have a play is pretty brutal and like not the way that you want things to go. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Did you catch that quick glimpse at the banish pile?
I did not.
Guilty looked at his banish pile. After he got ancient, I'm not sure. He might have intended to search tough, but realized it was banished by desires there.
Oof. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Like that would be pretty rough. We'll see though if he calls it right. Like no, he whiffed. Damn, that's a good card to have on top. But I was going to say, if he calls it right, like one of the nice things about Super Agent is it's like a spiral card. Yes, you can make double helix and link play, but it's also like a fine rank 4 card. You can just like double helix and normal, or not double helix, Super Agent, special normal a level 4 and make a rank 4, like 101 or something. It looks like the Sky Striker line is what he's going for instead. Actually, I was going to say, I was expecting him to search Ray with Sangan because Sangan's broke like that, and the fact that he got Ash Blossom instead suggested to me that he already had Ray in hand, because this is like one card plus bajillion if you can spend a turn summoning each Sky Striker.
Yeah, that does indeed suggest that he has either Ray herself or Hornet drones, which can go into Hayate and dump Ray just the
Yeah,
same. But Ash Blossom is also incredibly good versus Flip, because hitting something like Shadal Fusion with Ash is invaluable.
yeah, though he may just have to use it on this hidden city that he saw on top.
Yeah, which is rough. Because you're not, like, actually going 1-for-1.
Hmm. Looks like he
Still have
sent Shark Cannon, which is interesting. I wonder if that's because he's trying to add it back with Kagari to target the Zernatron or the Cyber Dragon Core, which also has a graveyard effect. Wild, right? Yeah, so instead of one of the like more standard removal options, this is just a like DD Crow effect that he can hit one of these two pieces of graveyard power.
A small note is if he removes this Mega Fleet, he could we could just banish the core
Hmm.
and special summon a Cyber Dragon and use the Kagari, since it's a machine, for the other Chimera tech. The
Assuming
Rampage
that he
Dragon, since
plays
twice
it.
so.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Fortress Dragon, though, is also very good. And people used to side Cyber Dragon just for Fortress Dragon. Way before Mega Fleet.
Yeah.
It looks like Guilty's in a little bit of a better position here. At least he has back row 2 set in this situation. And now we're seeing him put back that tour guide with Resort, which is like, that's not a cost, that's a good thing. You want to draw another tour guide, pretty much. Even though your Sangan's engraved, like, tour guide's just a powerful card. There's the hidden city that we knew he was going to draw.
Let's see if he holds the Ash. Oh, he does.
Mm-hmm. In a sense, though, like, we can see Asui's hand and know that if he searches a big sub-terror, he doesn't have anything to set it from hand with. He only has flip monsters that need to be set first, basically.
Yeah, so he is going to just get warriors, which is both a bit of a way to push for damage, and if he just normal summons it, and sort of set up at the same time, so it doesn't really matter if he like flips the torrential here.
Yeah, because
He's still fine.
the mega fleet accompanying it is enough levels to like get one of your big sub terrors. So it's still useful, even though we're seeing that. Oh, what's the Kagari at? Just
Well,
1600. Oh wait, no.
no, it's 1600 because the. Oh, he didn't. If he does it not in damage calc, yeah, it's
Yeah, if he
less than
does it
1,000.
on attack deck, then the lance goes to grave.
Yeah, yeah. For once, you shouldn't remember to do it in damage step.
Yeah, and then so it looks like because it wasn't in damage step, Asui can respond with the Nemesis Warrior to set this Phosphoro Glacier, but
Yep.
Guilty has the Shark Cannon, whatever, the thing that he searched in hand, so he can banish the Phosphoro Glacier in response because it sends as cost. So, yes.
There goes the shark cannon.
Yep. And now we're sort of seeing Asui struggle a little here because he has 4 monsters that need to be normal summons to have an effect. And this Mega Fleet is going to ram itself into the Kagari. And no normal summon follow-up here. I already used the normal. Yep, there's the at 1700. And the Nemesis Warrior can beat over the Kagari, but there's still a Ray in Grave, so...
Yeah, if he doesn't have anything more than that, I don't actually think that's correct, because then he can just tribute to Ray, get the
Yeah, that
what
was
did you call it, the blue
probably...
girl? Suzuki.
It goes up to 1800 now as well because the Shark Cannon's in Grave too. Man, so much math. And the Ray can tag into the Shizuku, which is like another search into something that now has 3 spells in Grave. So this is a
Yeah, especially
pretty
with that, it
oof.
wasn't great. We can understand why also he goes for some expletive language.
Oh yeah. And that Spiral Resort did live for a turn, so we will discover whether or not that there's a tough that was banished off of Desires. Though even if it was, he can use the super agent in hand as like Link or XYZ fodder and then return it to main deck with the resort. So if it lives another turn, he can still like continue looping that super agent. Spiral Resort is really strong.
Guild opts to not go into Shizuku. I'm not sure if there's a reason for that.
It could be because he has a specific rank 4 in mind that he wants to go into here, because whatever the Shizuku searches couldn't be used if he follows up with the super agent.
Yeah, right now the only public information part of Asui's hand is the Cyber Emergency. I guess he might want to play around the Cyber Dragon Core by
Yeah,
not going into the extra deck.
the Mega Fleet's in Grave, though.
It's Fraxiton.
That's an
That's
interesting card.
very odd.
If this is... Yeah.
Like, it works on normal summon, but it's other.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is, you can... that's
are
cute,
you
though.
playing Zephyrus in this?
You
Or,
can
I mean, Belarus?
Oracle of Zephyra, search this, normal summon it, pop the Oracle, and a set card if you want. So if it's
Yeah, I
possibly part of
suppose.
his field spell engine. I'd have to check the deck list.
Yeah, that would make sense with the extra set rotation, because
Yeah, you
yeah, I
can
think we
give
actually
him.
saw that in one of our matches that he is playing Oracle of Zephyr, at least, very least in the side.
So it looks like he was going for the Shizuku. He just wanted to push for a little more damage.
Yeah, and it does indeed seem that he banished the tough.
Yep. So, and with that, it is worth to activate something else. rotating the sets for
Yep,
this
because
stage
the Oracle
play
Zephyr
of
go over to
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Asui.
Yeah. So that's like big oof.
Yeah. This is where he reveals that he is siding the Shadal Zephyrs.
Mine is Dragon Ravine. And it looks like he's not even going to activate it because there's no need. If he has an answer to this instant fusion off the top, I think this might be game ogre.
Well, like I said, there is still the possibility of a Fortress Dragon.
Sure.
Suzuki is a machine. Yep. May very well be happening right now. Although it could just be a Cyber Dragon because it's a Cyber Dragon.
True. The spell count is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, though. So it is not a very buff Cyber Dragon. Even though it can
It's
beat
buff
over
enough.
the shiz.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You might be a little ahead of me. That's fine, though.
Awesome.
And that can beat over the Zephrositon. $2,000. This is still scary, though. That is not a healthy life total to be sitting at without a piece of disruption ready. Excuse me. And
Yeah.
all it takes is one correct call from the super agent and a normal summon to make like a Castel or something.
If Guilt is playing the Strudo and Moonlight, that's lethal right now, right?
Oh yeah, because of the Dragon Ravine.
Okay, not with the set, that's true. Now we need one more thing than that.
You are ahead of me.
Well,
Pause for like a play or something.
yeah, sure.
There's the Dragon Ravine. And he pitched the in-hand Destrudo, so interesting. Depending on his extra deck, I think he still could have game here. Pitching the Dark Worm from deck. Understandable.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's using the Dark Worm now before he checks with the Super Agent, because if he does check with the Super Agent, then the Dark Worm can't summon itself. So that would be 6 to 7. So he can technically Exciton Knight, but that does trigger Mana Dragon. So probably not good.
And Hedgehogs.
Yeah. He doesn't know about the Hedgehog, though. You can just assume.
Yeah. Although there aren't that many low, like settable, normal settable flip monsters in the deck.
True.
Although of course
Like,
you can still
knowing
something
that
like
it
Sack
might
Deck.
be a Shadal. Wow, a lot of whiffs. That's a fairly good card to be on top. But he already has the Nemesis Warrior in grave and Zernitron, so he'd be like sending a Zephyros. And now we're seeing the rank 4. And it was 101. So it looks like setting the Hedgehog bleh, was a saving play, and now he can search Shadal Fusion.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
This game is not over.
He searched that Ash this game, right? That was this game.
Yep.
So he's still got
He's
it.
still in man.
And one back row, so I suppose holding on to that Ash for this long was part of why he's decided that it was worth to just attack over it, even though it could be a hedgehog, and he's leaving an extra deck monster up.
I mean, not attacking over it and making 1/1 is basically the same thing.
True. Gotta think, gotta think. Using instant fusion to make a rank 4 is all of Asui's summons, so. But trying to do something that baits the Ash before firing off Shaddoll fusion, I doubt that Guilty would fall for something like that, but you never know.
I mean, he knows Shaddoll Fusion has been searched, and
Yeah.
it's more
Mind
likely that
control.
Asui would forget these searched Ash like 5 turns ago than the Shaddoll Fusion searched like
True.
tomorrow.
Mind control is a pretty good card to draw, though. That's pretty scary.
Yep.
It means that he doesn't have to out the Silent Honor arc while using the Shaddoll fusion. So, yeah, I mean, he used it, gets ashed, understandable. But now, Guilty is on very low cards, and even though this hand has been very slow for Asui, it's been getting there. The Cyber Dragon package doing a lot of work.
Yeah, one line of play could be to mind control the Honor Arc and just normal summon Shaddoll Dragon and link into Phoenix, discard a Cyber Emergency, which is essentially a dead card unless he's playing more light machines.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be normal summoner set because, or an even bigger Cyber Dragon suite for that matter. But
Yeah.
we've already seen 2 Cyber Dragons come out.
It's like not unreasonable to also be playing like a Toon Cyber Dragon here, but
Yeah, or Heart, the level 1/1.
yeah. There's the mind control.
No.
Something interesting about mind control is thinking about whether to use it or to normal summon first when you're trying to make a play into an unknown back row. Because if you use the mind control, if you like normal summon first, if you normal summon first and your opponent has Torrential, then they won't flip the Torrential because they'd be losing their own monster, and then the mind control will clear their monster without using a summon, so you can do that to like push for damage. Looks like
Yeah,
he popped
in
the
this case.
Ravine instead of the set, which is interesting because we see the 2 most important and possibly only Ravine targets already in grave.
Okay. Guilty not electing to hit the Oracle Sephra as well.
Yeah, so I guess that guess he's not sitting on another field spell. Oh, rip. There's a mana dragon.
Yeah, it's not getting back a trap, but it is getting back Shaddoll Fusion, which is dangerous in its own right.
Yeah, so hmm. We'll see though. If he plays a Dark Rebellion XYZ dragon and has a level 4 in hand, that's game here. That's one of the power, or one of the things that's powerful about it, is it can force through 2,500 points of damage if your opponent doesn't have negation, no matter the board state, basically.
Yeah, slightly more than that even on this board state.
Yeah. Enough for game, basically. The Strudo is so interesting, because it's like making Black Rose and then summoning something to attack for game is so cool, but also just outside of the summon limit, which is a big balancing factor, I think, for Death Strudo.
Definitely. I very genuinely believe that Moonlight is generally better than Black Rose as a target for the Strudo
Yeah.
because
I
just
mean,
blowing everything up and then passing isn't a very strong play. And like the kind of deck that would be able to set back row afterwards would most likely have set backwards before that, back row before that, meaning they would be blowing up their own stuff as well.
yeah, it's like if you're playing one Destrudo target, I would play Moonlit Rose over Black Rose. If you're playing two, I would consider both. I think that especially in like a field spell deck like this, though, playing an Ancient Fairy Dragon to trade a used Dragon Ravine or Oracle of Zephyra for one of your other field spells is very powerful, though. Looks like he is going for this Destrudo, and making Moonlit Rose and like bouncing and swinging would leave this Shaddoll Fusion live, so he's got to think about that. But even though Moonlit Rose can bounce whatever fusion monster is summoned, he could theoretically go like Shekinaga and negate the bounce, or just sending two things from deck for free is kind of good.
Yeah.
Asking if it's good like you don't know what the back row is, come on.
Yeah, I don't think there's a hand trap gonna be
Yeah.
activated there.
Considering that this coin Norma has been in hand since like turn 2 or 3 or something like that. Almost the entire game, if not the whole game.
I mean, you're watching this game and you're telling me you can't hold hand traps all game?
True. Yeah, bouncing Zernatron here is good because its condition means that it's not actually going to hand, it's just banished, and this is a little bit of chip damage that matters in such a low
Oh,
life game. Oh,
he elects to not attack to play around the Shaddoll Fusion.
yeah, so these arrows, that's interesting. Shaddoll Fusion, yeah, it, the thing is, it's not like, it doesn't have a restriction on your own extra deck stuff, like, just if your opponent controls a monster that was summoned from the extra deck, which means that technically normal summon coin Norma makes something with the down arrow, flip Shaddoll Fusion is still live. And that's also enough pressure to get through the Moonlit Dragon bounce. Because it can't bounce the theoretical Gaia Saber and the Doll Fusion
We already see
summon.
Unicorn Quantros? We have not, but he might be scared of that final back row, which
Yeah,
is
he
indeed
knew the
problematic.
Hornet drones because he saw the Shizuku search, but that final back row could be a game, like, could lose the game off of this when setting coin Norma is, like, very reasonable.
Yeah. So with our perfect knowledge, if Guilty has a normal summon with 1,000 more attack, he has the game.
Hmm. Yeah. But now it's Guilty's turn to be afraid of this one set unknown back row that was drawn off the top. The token is 1515 because that's the like Hornet drones if you're successfully loaded on spells requirement.
Yep.
So it can hit over this coin Norma.
However, it's going to really wish that it didn't.
Let's see what he
Norm is one of those
gets.
new flip effects where you don't. It doesn't matter if they use it on their own turn or not. It does matter if you use it on their own turn.
Hmm. This is in the damage step, so Moonlit Rose cannot activate even though a level 5 or higher, presumably, monster would be special summoned. Looks like he's not even going for level 5 or higher. He's just gonna get a doll that can pop the Moonlit Rose. I think
Ooh,
Umastrix would
that's
have also
incredible.
been good there, though. That would have like turned on the Nemesis Warrior. But oof, now that Storm Duster,
And is this just
it
lethal?
was live. The impermanence.
This is just lethal. Wow. Unless
Yeah,
I'm missing something in Guilty's grave. Oh yeah, you have Shaddoll Fusion as well, but
This is like just perfectly lethal without the Adult Fusion, but you like may as well use it. That's pretty interesting though. Like the impermanence was like something, but it wasn't like going for a Gaia Saber then activate Shaddoll Fusion into the Moonlit Rose play. It wouldn't have stopped that. So I don't know though. That's like a scary and difficult call to make, and it seems to be working out here. Summoning Winda. Moonlit Rose does not have to bounce the Winda.
No, it can bounce any special summon targets.
Yeah,
But...
it could bounce the Squamata if you wanted to like try and live for a turn maybe, but
yeah.
But this is it. Just pew pew, normal summon and beat down.
And that's how a champion is made.
Yeah. Do 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 do. I can't help but do that whenever the like dual over thing happens. I'm too used to the sound. Well, still though, good games to both of you. Congratulations to the champion, Asui Kitsune, and good games also to the runner-up, Guilty Gear. You already have a championship under your belt, or a tournament under your belt. So it's nice to get some fresh blood in here. And thanks again for everyone watching. This has been Bodity and
PunkRockLee
signing out. Bye-bye.